Hello everyone, and I am back. Big Downy Guy here. I'm finally making a return. I'm making the first real video that's going to be out to you guys and whatnot in my new home in Kansas. So, for those of you that might have been following up, I've been part of the Madhouse podcast almost every weekend, but I haven't really had any time to do an actual review yet. And so, because I am finally back, I am here, I am ready to go, and I'm going to do a lot more of these. I've missed this so damn much, but I'm back. And so, I'm going to open it with the boom like I promised you guys last time. And so, without further ado, I'm going to start my review of the Mass Effect trilogy. Oh, there we go. Mass Effect trilogy. So, for those of you that might not have seen my previous video, I did a whole, okay, this is my plan for the future, and I'll be doing the entire Mass Effect trilogy one game at a time. This has been a really big staple in the last year. I've loved this game. I fucking adore it, and each one is just better and better than the next. And so that's why I wanted to go a little more in-depth with each of these videos, so hopefully each week we'll be able to upload one brand new video every weekend to you guys, and I hope that you enjoy them. So, the first Mass Effect game. Oh my god, what to say about this? It is amazing. It's, and compared to all the other games, it's the most timid, for lack of a better word. This is, for gamers, this is their first experience really understanding the universe, seeing the different cultures within this one massive franchise. You get to really get to know the Turians, and it introduces you to some amazing characters like Urdnot Wrex, Garrus Vakarian, Liara T'Soni, and so many others. And it's an amazing game for it. It seriously is just one small glimpse into what the whole trilogy will soon become. Personally, it's not my favorite game in the trilogy. The combat, the combat mechanics really left a lot of longing for you. You're running on straightaways. You can't really crouch all that well and move around unless you have your weapon out. It was more of a proto structure to the rest of the trilogy. Granted, though, the storyline is fantastic. So, what you basically are, you're a human. You're called Commander Shepard, whether you choose to be a male or female, whatever. You're Commander Shepard, and you have some history that basically put your name on the table, and you choose whichever of these three histories that you like. Yeah, I still have this issue. It's a bitch. Anyway, so you choose which one of these histories, and okay, regardless, you're going to be the one that that's going to get you into being a candidate for something called the Spectres. Now, what a Spectre is basically this elite cop, a detective that can go anywhere in the galaxy, do whatever, and it's like you can kill people, and you're basically 007. You're fucking James Bond in space. It works with a lot more booms, and so you are going to be the first human Spectre. And it opens up where, okay, so humans, they're not really as intimate with galactic politics. We have one of the shortest lifespans of any of the other species, one of them, not the, and so we're kind of like, hey, come on, we want more say in what happens in, human fashion. But other species that live for centuries at a time, they're like, no, you've only been here for 20 years or so. It's a game deal. But basically, you earn the title of a Spectre, and you have to hunt down a rogue Spectre named Saren, who is this Turian that is basically trying to bring back the end of the universe and whatnot. That's who he is. He's trying to bring back the destruction of your galaxy by awakening these things called Reapers. More on those later. But basically, you have to chase him down. You're supposed to meet all these different people. The squad mates, like I mentioned earlier, Urdnot Wrex and Garrus Vakarian, two of my favorite characters in this entire franchise. I mean, they stand out amongst the crowd, and almost every time that I play this game, I have them as my squad mates. I'm not a huge fan of any others. I've played these. You can tell that I'm a big ass fan. I mean, this is like my version of Star Wars. I mean, I love Star Wars. Hell, I'm wearing an AT-AT shirt, and but this is like my dad watched Star Wars 100 times. I played Mass Effect 100 times. It's still the same thing to me, at least. I love the story in this game. You're trying to hunt down this guy, and you can be either a hero or a villain. Well, for advancing human interest, but you can be either a real awesome dude or a complete douchebag. That's pretty much your options, and there's the options are endless. You have customization options for your character. You can customize your squad mate's loadout. My favorite one that I've found so far is a soldier. I'm using the heavy weapons. I'm using this heavy armor, charging headfirst into battle, always just blasting people away, using my guns. I don't really use a whole lot of biotic power, which is basically you have this ability that you can use to warp people away, shoot them across, pull them forward. It's like a high-tech force. I mean, that's pretty much what a biotic is. And the first game, it's just a proto version of that. You are hunting down Saren, and you are who has this huge army of synthetics called Geth behind them. More on that later. And it lays down the groundwork for the entire rest of this series. I love this game. I really fucking love this game. So, into the mechanic part of it. Here's where it lacks. Like I mentioned before, the combat mechanics in this is shit. Absolute horse shit. I mean, unless you know how to play the game like I have. I've been playing it for over a year, and I play a lot of this game. A lot of this franchise, actually. But it's very hard to duck. And if you're in the middle trying to do one thing or another, it kind of gets away from you far too easily. There's one character that you need to fight called Matriarch Benezia. Spoiler, whatever you want to call it. Not really, but play the game, you'll figure out who I mean. Basically, she's a bitch to handle. It doesn't matter what class you're doing. She is an ultimate asshole. I can't count how many times I've died trying to fight this lady. Every time that I try to fight her, I died 50 times. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. You know, the mechanics that they have in this is just, oh my god, dragging on and on and on. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't detract away from the gameplay itself. You get to learn as much as you want or as little as you want about these characters. You get to be an asshole or a hero. It all depends on how you want to go. However, the end result is the same. Cat? No. Yeah. My feline is being a prick. Love you. His name is Strax for you Doctor Who fans. Anyway, the very end result is the same. You're going to fight. Spoiler alert! Wait 2 seconds. Okay, so you're going to fight Saren, you're going to fight the Geth, and win or lose. It all depends. This really is laid in groundwork. It has some amazing scenes that really tug on your heartstrings. If you're invested in certain squad mates, that's when things really tug at your heartstrings. Stop the spoiler alert. It's really involved. I don't want to say anything too much because I don't want to give away anything. However, in order to review this series, I have to give away some details. I really don't want to do that. This is one of those games where you really need to play it for yourself. It's an M-rated game. When it first came out, there was one issue that a lot of people had. I was too young at the time. I'm only 19, I'm almost 20, but I was too young at the time to play this game. And so I played it 4 years later than most other people. However, when it first came out, the issue was the lesbian sex scene that you could have in there. There's a species called Asari. One of your squad mates is in it named Arya. Or not Arya. Sorry. Liara T'Soni. Arya comes later. Liara T'Soni, and you can either be male shepherd or female shepherd. And you can romance them. And they have like this sex scene and whatnot. It's an M-rated game. Come on. I mean, it's not like sex everywhere you look like Witcher or Grand Theft Auto or any games like that, but it had a sex scene where you could be a lady having sex with another lady. I mean, and a lot of people went apeshit over it. No. The sex scenes aren't that graphic. You see much worse in any other game that you're going to go to. In PG-13 films, they show much worse. Much worse. Much worse. Much worse. All the blood, guts splattering and whatnot. You watch any Quentin Tarantino film, and this series is a cakewalk. It has blood sometimes. It has nudity sometimes. It's not a bad game. Not at all. And anyone that says, "Oh, it's M-rated and whatnot," oh, fuck you. I'm sorry, but it's. If you want a good experience, if you want to try a good game where you're going to be like, "Oh my god, that just happened," at every corner. If you play for stories like I do, you don't really care about combat mechanics. If you want to play for a story where you can get to know these characters as much as you want to and being either an asshole or a hero, I highly recommend this series. The first game especially. You have to play all of them one at a time. If you try coming in at like the second or the third game, you're going to be like, what the fuck just happened? Not only that, but you're going to lose a lot of other opportunities for saving one in a later game. Again, I can't overstate this one. However, in hindsight, because this is the first one, the combat mechanic is a huge thing for me. I'm not that good of a gamer. I enjoy playing video games. I've done quite a few reviews of different video games. However, I'm not that good at one. I always play on easy mode, and I'm a casual gamer. Simple as that. But for a casual gamer, even I enjoy this. But the combat mechanics are a big thing. So unfortunately, I can't give this a 4 out of 5 stars. The graphics in it are kind of older. So again, I can't give it 5 stars. However, everything else, if you play this game for what it is at its core, you are going to fall in love with it. If you want to be introduced to characters that you're going to fall in love with, that you're going to want to play each and every day, you come home from work and you're like, oh, let me play Mass Effect. You're going to enjoy these games. Highly, highly recommended. So, for the first one at least, I got to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. If you ever have a chance to play this, please go for it. If you also are a Mass Effect fan, then please let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Do you agree with my opinion? Do you not agree? And another question, what do you think of the changes between Mass Effect 1 and 2? I'll explain a little more of the different changes and the way that they go about it in my next review. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. If you ever have a chance, please check out my friend Ultimate553's channel. We do a podcast called The Madhouse, which I'm on just about every week or so. And it's a lot of fun, crazy shenanigans going on at every turn. And I actually am quite a goofball in that. I love doing it. Highly recommend it. Again, Ultimate553, The Madhouse Podcast. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description below. Anyway, thank you guys very much, and I hope that you enjoy, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a good one.